Hi friends, in the last class we have discussed about Indian economy, how to deal with Indian economy, how to study the subject, how to understand, how to mingle with the subject, how to apply the subject with the contemporary issues, etc. we have discussed. I said economy is a practical subject. It is linked with the surrounding circumstances, the economic issues which are occurring surrounding us. While we are discussing about Indian economy, I said go through the subject with practicality, in a practical manner. I gave you one example. When you're dealing with the inflation is a situation where there is a continuous rise of prices. If you want to understand inflation, just go out of the subject, just think over what is happening in the open market. If you take the vegetables or consumer products or essential commodities, what is the position of their prices? When the product prices or commodity prices are continuously increasing, that situation is known as inflation. Why the prices of the commodities drastically increase or continuously increase? You know very well, no need to go through, no need to refer books and all. It's a practical. By knowingly, even uneducated person also can guess why the prices of the commodities increase. It is because of scarcity of the product. When there is a scarcity of the product, the demand of the commodity increases. When the demand increases, price increases. That situation is nothing but inflation. And one more thing we have discussed about budget. Budget is a statement of income and expenditure. What sort of income you are getting, how you are spending that money. So you are balancing the income and expenditure. Suppose the income is high, the expenditure is less, you have surplus. Suppose the expenditure is more than the income, it's a deficit. So it's a simple concept. Taking these points into consideration, how the questions are being asked in the examinations. Today we are going to discuss what is the nature of questions from Indian economy for different types of examinations like UPSC and groups, RRB, SI constables, staff selection commission, etc. etc. For all competitive examinations, we have seen economy is playing a vital role along with the other subjects, other GS subjects. Economy also playing an important role. So, how the questions are being appeared from the economy? Objective type questions, descriptive type questions. How to deal with the objective questions and descriptive questions, and what type of questions are being appeared. First, let us see objective type questions. Objective type questions are common for UPSC examination, UPSC, state public service commissions, like APPSC, TSPSC, etc. At the same time, Staff Selection Commission, RRB, Railway Recruitment Board, SI and constables, group 2 and 3. Group 2 and 3. Even APPSC Group 1, 2, here Group 3 and 4 also. So objective type examination is common for all these type of examinations. Descriptive type of examination, you have to answer the question in analytical manner. Descriptive type of examination is common for UPSC mains, Public Service Commission's mains. These questions may be asked in 5 marks or 10 marks, sometimes even 2 marks, depends upon the nature of examination. Some state service commissions, they may ask for 2 marks also. Come to APPSC, TSPSC, they ask for 5 marks and 10 marks. They ask for 5 marks or 10 marks. 5 marks and 10 marks. Now, while you are answering objective type questions and descriptive type questions, how to read the economy subject? Listen carefully, this is most important point. Economy generally consisting of a concept orientation and descriptive orientation. Here, when we are dealing with the economy, first of all you have to note the conceptual information. Concept means the basic roots of that particular term. Repeatedly I am talking about inflation, budget. There are a lot of terms. Since these two terms are easy to understand, just I am giving these examples repeatedly. Inflation. What is inflation? You have to understand the basic tenets of that particular concept. Inflation is a continuous rise of prices. If you remember this point, automatically any sort of question that is based on inflation, you will be able to answer. So concept is very, very important. That means understanding the basic meaning of the term is most important. If you talk about minimum support price, what is minimum support price? It is the assured price announced by the government in order to help the farmers to get a expected price for their agricultural produce. So every farmer expects sort of a rate of returns for his agricultural produce. It is government giving assurance that we will provide you that minimum support price. We will assuring it's a promise given by the government, that is called minimum support price. Procurement price means the price at which government procure the food grains from the farmers. These are the basic information about the particular term. If you take monetary policy, bank rate. What is bank rate? The rate at which RBI lends money to the commercial banks, or the interest rate charged by Reserve Bank of India from the commercial banks for its given loans. So RBI provides loans to the commercial banks. While giving loans to the commercial banks, RBI charges some rate of interest. The rate of interest, let us say 5% rate of interest. This 5% is called as bank rate. What is the present bank rate is a current information. So this point is a concept. First you have to remember or learn or to understand the concept, the basic concept. Second one, factual information. Factual information is based on the factual content. I said the bank rate is 5%. So what is a bank rate, what is the percentage of bank rate. Coming to inflation, what is inflation is the basic point. What is inflation? What is inflation? What is a percentage of inflation is the factual information. Inflation. Why inflation to be estimated? What way it is useful? How it is being estimated? What way the inflation is calculated are helpful to estimate the growth of Indian economy. Similar way, what is the objective of monetary policy of Reserve Bank of India? Through monetary policy, what sort of measures taken by Reserve Bank of India in order to control the money supply? I said the monetary policy is nothing but the policy initiatives taken by Reserve Bank of India to control the money supply. I told you, if money supply is more, there are problems to the economy. If money supply is less, there are some problems to the economy. So, to maintain balance in the supply of money, RBI announces policy measures or policy decisions or policy announcements, nothing but monetary policy. So, if you analyze these points, it is analytical information. Analytical information. These three sections, 3 points, 3 features are very, very important to answer the objective and descriptive. Going through the subject, learning subject or by hearting subject, anyone can do. But you are preparing, remember you are preparing for a civil service examination. India's most prestigious examinations, and dealing with these examinations, you should have sort of IQ. That means you should have a sort of balance to learn the subject. So in this process, first you should try to learn the concept. Second one, link up that subject with the factual information. Analyze that point. That is the most important thing. So if you learn the subject in concept orientation, factual orientation, analytical orientation, the questions will appear based on these 3 points, whether objective questions or descriptive questions. Suppose objective questions are being asked. Objective questions, you will have the choice. 2 or 3 points will be given. Sometimes direct question will be given. Sometimes more than 2 options or 3 options will be given. And you will be asked to match these 3 points, like one only correct, 2 only correct, 1 and 2 correct, 2 and 3 correct, all are correct, none of these. Like this, objective questions will be asked. So you have to choose whatever correct based on the question. Sometimes negative type of questions may be asked. Which of the following is true may be asked. Which of the following is not correct. Direct question or more than one answered questions. So different types of questions that will be discussed in the next session. So here what I want to say is first try to understand the subject with concept and link up that concept with the current information. And third one, analyze that point. Analyze that basic concept. If you are familiar with, if you are deal with these 3 points, particular Indian economy, half of your efforts will be completed. Next, by doing practice, practicing test series, etc., you will be familiar with the subject. How these 3 points will help a descriptive examination? Descriptive examination, in descriptive examination you will be asked a question. For that you have to write answer for 5 marks or 10 marks. Sometimes descriptive questions may be direct questions may be asked. Direct questions may be asked. What is meant by agriculture? How many types of crops are there in agriculture? Just example I am telling you. Don't expect that simple questions will be asked in the mains examination. So direct questions may be asked. Sometimes the contemporary controversial issues, based on controversial issues or current controversial issues, the question may be asked. For example, explain the reasons for farmer suicides in India. Farmers suicides in India. You have to explain. See the point. Explain the reasons for farmer suicides in India. It is also a direct question. But here, remember, here he asked explain. Sometimes the examiner may ask describe. Describe. Describe is different from explain. The nature of question, you may think it is very simple to answer descriptive questions. The nature, the way the examiner asking the question is the most important that you have to remember. Or what are the reasons for the farmer suicides in India? Comment. So comment is different from describe. Or elucidate. So point is same, the reasons for the farmer suicides. Here he may ask you to explain, you may be asked to describe, you may be asked to comment, you may be asked to elucidate. How to write when question is being asked with a tagline like explain, describe, explain, describe, etc. Your question must be different. Everyone can write the reasons for the farmer suicides in India. Everyone will get 4 or 5 marks. But if you answer the particular question addressing the taglines, you will get more marks than the remaining persons. Here, suppose you are asked to comment on farmer suicides. Your comment may be negative or positive, but it should be justify the answer, justify the question. Your comment must be firm. Here you have to opinion. You have to present your opinion. So, what you are thinking about Indian farmer suicides? Your comment. Describe is different from the comments. Elucidate is different from the comment. So, how to deal with descriptive questions from mains point of view, especially Union Public Service Commission and State Public Service Commission mains examination. Everyone is writing mains examination. Everyone is being qualified and they are writing mains examination. But while answering the mains questions, how to answer them is the most very important. Everyone will get minimum marks. But getting above minimum marks is the most important activity you have to perform in order to get the service. So, how to write descriptive questions? We are going to do some videos on this. First, we will see how to deal with objective questions. For this purpose, I am taking some examples from UPSC question paper. So, based on that particular question, recently 2020 Civil Services Examination, preliminary examination paper, I'm picking up 1 or 2 questions, how to deal with that particular question, how to answer. Based on that questions, how the direct questions may be asked, or negative type of questions or positive type of questions can be asked, will be discussed in the next class. So, that's why I request everyone to subscribe our channel. It's easy for you. Nothing will cost you. We are taking a lot of pain and consolidating entire information and providing the information. So, if you subscribe, you will get continuous videos. So, after this, I will explain how to deal with the objective type of questions. Next, I will start the topics, subject topics, explain one by one in a concise and crispy manner. I won't take much time to perform these videos. So, watch our videos. comment on our videos, and so that based on your opinions, based on your requests, we will do perform much better in the future. Thank you very much. All the best.